Well, howdy, folks. It's June 26th, is it? 27th? I don't know. It's hard to keep track of the days these days. I know it's Thursday. And boy, I tell ya, the big beautiful bill is in some big beautiful trouble. It is not going to Donald Trump's plan, and that is awesome. Also, trouble in MAGA land over bombs in Iran. Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump are big mad about the truth of the matter, which is that they didn't do as much damage to the Iranian nuclear program as they thought they did. Trump apparently wanted the perfect war, quote unquote, and he said something like, in, boom, out, right? So if they get bogged down in this, which they are likely to get bogged down in this, war never goes according to plan. Ask Vladimir Putin about his special military operation. They tend to go sideways. So there's a lot of MAGAs that really believed him when he said no endless wars. That's how he introduced himself in that first debate against Jeb Bush and GWB's push for the Iraq war, and I think Jeb's support of it or something like that. Anyways, no endless wars. That's why he kind of made a flag in the sand on that policy. Now here he is, in, boom, out, perfect war. Yeah, America. Whatever, but that's it. That's what he thinks, right? So if they get mired in this, there's already Marjorie Taylor Greene's ditching him over the war. Also, she's against the big beautiful bill now too. She says she can't support it. She came out today. Also, Representative Zinke came out. Former Interior Secretary Zinke. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Zinke in the brain. He's against it now too over the land sales. So you've got a huge cross-section of the MAGA GOP Hydra beast from hell that are explicitly at odds with each other on this bill at times. And then there are there's just too many varieties of concerns across too many different topics for them to squelch all of this before July 4th. That's 8 days away, 9 days away, something. No way they're going to get through that. They're saying they're going to work on the weekend and all that stuff, whatever. Maybe they will, but it's not going to help them, I don't think. So you got, meanwhile, the Senate parliamentarian, God bless you, Elizabeth McDonough, you are an American hero, reconciling this bill through the bird bath, so-called, because of Senator Robert Byrd or whatever. And it's how she is as a legal expert, ensures that the bill that is trying to be passed through budget reconciliation, which is the process that lets them skip the filibuster. If this bill was able to be filibustered, the Democrats could just block it forever by filibustering for infinite hours, right? Because that's the strategy in the Senate when there's a terrible bill like this. So it would never pass if it goes through the regular process. But they're trying to do this through budget reconciliation, and because of that, the Senate parliamentarian is the final call on what in the bill actually qualifies. Now, because this bill originated in the House, they don't give a fuck. They just pass bullshit because it's in their interest to get something done, because the power of the purse belongs to them, and they have to originate, essentially, the spending bill. But they have a really fractured coalition as well, across, again, a bunch of different lines. You've got the Marjorie Taylor Greene's, I can't remember what she's complaining about over it, but you got the fiscal hawks to say, oh no, it doesn't cut enough Medicaid and Medicare because we've got to cut those $1 trillion deficits down. And then you got the people who are explicitly counter to that said, we've got to have Medicare and Medicaid in our district because 40% of our population relies on it. So we can't cut and still get reelected. So those are diametrically opposed. And they're both about it's about a 50-50 split in the caucus, probably a 40-40 split. So then you've also got, and by the way, 16 moderate GOP members in the House sent a letter to Johnson and Thune in the Senate, saying we're not going to vote for this over the cuts to like Medicare or Medicaid. But the Senate parliamentarian cut that Medicare and Medicaid stuff, which a lot of moderates are breathing a sigh of relief. So maybe they will be closer to passing this bill, although there's still a whole lot of other issues with it. Land sales, the public land sales is one that, actually that's what Zinke was refusing to vote for it over in the House. There's some senators, I think as well, who oppose it on those grounds. Mike Lee's the dumbass who introduced that shit. He's just a scumbag. I hate that man. I call him weekly to express my utter disgust with him and to demand he resign, by the way. It gives me great catharsis, I guess. Yeah, so where were we? So this bill is not doing well. It's got 2-to-1 disapproval over approval rating in the American public. And the more the American people see this bill, the more they hate it, and they've got trauma still from the Doge cuts that basically did all this stuff, but through executive orders. That's why they're doing it in the big beautiful bill, is because they're trying to do it legislatively now, and it's not popular. And people remember that shit when they were cutting veterans benefits, firing the VA staff, so many things. God, yeah. But people remember that, and they know that's what's going on. We're not stupid. Maybe some of us are. Most of us aren't. I don't know. Whatever. But, yeah, so they're trying to do that, and it's all very unpopular. The more publicity this stuff gets, the more unpopular it gets, and it strengthens the Democrats' hands in all of this stuff. It increases public pressure on the administration to quit their bullshit. And it's just, if this bill collapses, which it very well might, it would be a huge success for the opposition. And it would be a huge sign that the coalition, the governing coalition, is inept and incapable. And that's when you start talking about a new Speaker of the House, I think. So, let's see what happens. DNI Tulsi Gabbard's already on the outs with Trump, but he didn't even include her in his briefing the other day to Senate or whatever today, I guess. So she's probably going to get fired at some point. He's already said, I don't believe her, in public. So why would you stick around if the boss says, I think you're lying? That's a problem. She probably won't be the only one to get fired. Pete Hegseth is under a lot of scrutiny. Trump is pissed because his military parade was too happy, which is hilarious. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Just fuck you, you son of a bitch. Big Beautiful Bill is tanking. On brighter news, NATO came away with really positive news. I want to stress this again. I know I talked about it yesterday, but NATO was very positive. All of the craziness about the bombing of Iran, which is just bananas in so many ways and so farcical on its face. But regardless, it was something that a lot of people did support, and it does help to force Iran to back off of its belligerency a little bit. Also, Iran is an ally of Russia and China and North Korea. It is those four. And so Trump has bombed his best friend's alliance. So that's weird. But that's just, so much going on. It's crazy. So people just don't know what Trump is all about now. And now he's supporting NATO again. NATO's, their statement was reaffirm Article 5, attack against one is attack against all, and will respond. They upped their defense spendings to 5% by 2035, which I think needs to be sooner than that, but, that's like a no later than time, so maybe they can get there sooner, whatever. That was a long-stated goal of Donald Trump's from his first term, and I agree with that, actually. I've long thought that America was stretched too thin the world over. So that's good. And so they were able to position that as a win for Donald Trump, which he badly needed. And so he came away saying, Zelensky's a pretty good guy, actually. He literally said that. He also admitted that Russia could be a bad guy. He's also hinted at the prospect of sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine as a sale. So, you know, who knows? You never know with this guy. But he was able to come out of NATO with some things that made him feel better. We've de-escalated in Iran a little bit. They're trying to say we don't need to escalate anymore because we've set them back so far. Of course, the intelligence contradicts that a little bit. So now they're like, no, we did it, bro. We did it, guys. Mission accomplished, right? George W. Bush, PTSD, man. We'll see. Donald Trump is on the back foot. He's lost a lot of swagger, influence. He's deflated even in his public appearances. He needed a win. NATO summit gave him a win, and it also just coincidentally reaffirmed all of our alliances, and we came away more unified as NATO than we have been in a while. Well, at least since he took office. Which, God, seems like so long ago. But it's only been 5 months. Happy 4th of July coming up. Anyways, all right. Well, that's the state of things as they are today. So much news all the time. Anyways, I'll keep it short. That's it. God bless, folks. Stand firm, steadfast. God bless America. Peace.